Salut à tous et à toutes les amis. Alors dans la continuité de mes vidéos sur les dessous de Magic et notamment les illustrateurs, après Magali Villeneuve aujourd'hui, j'ai l'honneur d'accueillir une artiste avec un talent fou et un style graphique reconnaissable parmi tous. Elle est lettonne, elle a un très joli chat comme vous voyez et je vais donc switcher en anglais, mais pas d'inquiétude, si vous n'êtes pas à l'aise, vous n'avez qu'à activer les sous-titres de YouTube et donc c'est parti. Je vous présente à tous et à toutes Liiga SMILSHKALNE. Hello Liiga, how are you?
Hello, well, thank you, and how are you?
I'm super good, I'm super good and also honored to have you today on my channel because you are so amazing and unique. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So yeah, today we have a nice agenda together. We are going to talk about, of course, your work as an artist. Also, you work with Magic, with Wizard, because my channel is dedicated to Magic the Gathering. So we will talk only about your work for Magic, but I know you are doing also a lot of things. What we are going to do also is try to understand the behind the scene of your amazing illustrations. And thanks for preparing a very nice surprise. So I recommend all the viewers to stay because you have a lot of surprise you prepared for us, especially the different steps in the creative process. Of course, we are going to talk about your unique style of, I would say, as an artist, your techniques, and perhaps a little bit of what next, and some funny things. So, are you okay with this agenda, Liiga? Can we start?
Sounds wonderful. Let's go.
Very nice. So Liiga, you as an artist, before Wizard, so for those who don't know you yet, can you tell us a little bit more about how long have you been an artist?
Well, my education is completely unrelated to art. I studied business and economics and then after politics.
Yeah.
And then I decided to do something more grounded, less fantasy themed with my life. So now I'm drawing dragons and unicorns.
That's nice. It's very original, I would say. And are you playing or collecting Magic the Gathering a little bit?
No. I mean, I considered learning to play, but the thing is I'm already thinking about Magic all day long, and then I'll be thinking about Magic even more somehow, and it's probably a bad thing at that point. So I'm just enjoying the picture side of it and the story,
Yeah, for sure. And perhaps you have some artists in Magic the Gathering you like also. I don't know.
That is a very long list. I don't think I've run into an artist that's in Magic that I do not like.
Yeah.
It's even hard to name favorites. Like I'm a huge fan of Seigneur, for instance, and I really hope I didn't watch his surname, Randy Vargas. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Iris Campiet. I mean, there are so many different styles in Magic, and so it's very difficult to pick because everybody does something in their own unique way. Everybody has their own strength. Yeah. Everybody has a very different style. It's hard to choose.
Okay, so Liiga, do you remember the first MTG card you illustrated?
Yes, it was for the Strixhaven set, and it was Leyline Invocation. That was a really fun brief, because they wanted me to twist the landscape into a sort of monster, an entity, and that was just such a fun assignment to do, and also, had me pretty nervous, because it sounds like a pretty tall order, but in the end it was fun, actually.
Yeah, Leyline Invocation, I really like it. And, since this time, so it was the first Magic card ever published was in 2019, in fact, but in a very special set, Heroes 2019. And in fact, this card can't even be bought. I mean, it's a card dedicated to Wizard employees. And then, the first card of Liiga, of course, were in 2021, Strixhaven. And very impressive. And and also Commander 2021, it was launched a little bit before Strixhaven, but it's now you have up to 50 Magic cards in your portfolio, And this is really amazing. It's a nice journey. It's really nice journey. And you know, Liiga, I have a surprise for you. I have prepared a quick video, 60 minutes, 60-second video to show your incredible work with Wizard. So are you okay to launch it?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Let's go. So, Liiga, what do you think? How do you feel after rewinding so many cards?
There have been so many of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, there's so much iconic cards. So not only a great illustration, but also, I mean, very iconic cards. I mean, explosive singularity, laid on arms, anguished unmaking. I mean, all these cards bridge the multiverse. I play a lot of cards in my own decks, you know. And, you know, I have a little game for you because, of course, you are asked by Wizards to do a specific cards. These are creatures, sorceries, instants. Do you know how many of them did you painted, and what was the most, I would say, card types you were asked to paint?
I think mostly I painted the ones that are on cardboard, mostly rectangular ones, and mostly ones with a picture.
Wow, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so you are very far from the result I expected. So yeah, in fact, it's amazing because I did a little study. You had among your 50 cards, 53 or 52, you had 18 sorceries and 18 instants. It's the most representative of your work. And only 7 creators. And then you had 6 enchantments, 0 artifacts, and 3 lands. Are you surprised with this?
No, not at all, actually, because basically, well, I wasn't onboarded as the artist who paints shinies specifically, but I have very quickly become the artist who paints the shinies. So I generally get assignments that have to do with some manner of spells being cast, or there's magic happening, or something is going particularly surreal in a magical kind of way. So this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, definitely. And I was not surprised also when I saw this because, your style is very unique to paint. I would say, as you said, lightning effects, spells. So in fact, 18 sorceries, 18 instant is really amazing. If I take Supreme Verdict, for me this one is the most iconic I have in mind. First because I like Lord of the Rings, and honestly, you did it so well. It's we see the fear in the eyes of the orcs. And the bright light coming from the sky, it's really unique.
It was a fun assignment, and I won't lie, a little bit of a daunting one because, I never know what I'm going to paint until my briefs come in. So when I open the email and I read the brief, and that just goes, well, we basically want you to paint the Sauron's army. That was a moment of well, that's going to be a fun one.
I can imagine. And in fact, you did several Universe Beyond also. You did a lot of work for Fallout.
Yeah.
I mean, you did, I think, 4 cards for Fallout.
Well, I'm not super familiar with the Fallout series. Like, I watch a lot of Let's Plays while I'm drawing because I have only so much time to play games. So I am familiar with Fallout, but I haven't actually played the game, so that nostalgia isn't there. But I
Mm.
do like the universe, and for that reason, on that matter, painting these cards gave me a reason to read more about it. So,
Mm.
for instance, for the zombie card, I
Yeah.
included a tiny little bit of Easter egg that references an in-game Easter egg in Fallout 76, because
Oh, nice.
in that game you can find a large roach that is sitting on the toilet, and it has a tiny little top hat and a wedding ring on it. So in the painting, I included this roach inside the train. Never mind that the train isn't going anywhere. That's besides the point. And this roach is sitting, looking from the inside of the train, and on the outside we see another large roach. Looking at the window on the left,
Yeah.
and on the right
Yeah.
we have a bunch of smaller roaches, like a whole family. It's a very sorrowful scene.
I like it. And you know what? This card, specific card, I play it in my Wise Mossman deck, which is, a mutant butterfly, or a mossman, a moss,
Mhm.
sorry. So yeah, I like this card. It's a very powerful card on top of it. And your art is super creepy, super creepy. Congrats for this.
Thank you.
Do you have in mind one very challenging card or concept you had to illustrate for Magic?
Yes, but I can't talk about that one yet.
Okay, let's take it
Hey, there is
for
some really, really interesting illustrations from me coming next year.
wow. Oh, very cool. We like teasing on this channel, So yeah. Okay. So perhaps Lorwyn, or I will try to I will try to get information. Yeah, I know you can't. I'm joking, but yeah.
I mean,
Let's bet.
once you see them, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, at the time we are recording, we are expecting the first video for Avatar Airbender. But Lorwyn would be perhaps a possibility. Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
This is after. This is afterwards.
Okay.
That's gonna be next year. I don't remember which part of it. I don't remember the schedule by heart.
Please tell me you're back in Lord of the Rings, in Bilbo the Hobbit.
No, sadly not that one.
Okay. So another one. Okay, so this will be a surprise, guys. So let's wait for it. And you have, what is your most, I would say, the one you are the most proud of for among all the one you have done, or the 2 or 3 first?
Maybe Magma Opus.
Wow, yeah. This one is crazy.
It was a very interesting brief. I mean, to be perfectly honest, all of the briefs have been very interesting. But I don't know, something about that one, just trying to draw that sheer elemental energy in an absolutely giant elephant. Something about that one just hit different. And also, I was really close to the deadline by the time I got to it, because the other cards in that assignment were pretty time consuming. So it was kind of a mad dash with not very much sleeping, and I think that energy came through.
Yeah, I think it's clear. It's clear when you see the illustration. I mean, it's you have a so big impact, and this is what the card does. Actually, it is 4 damage. It creates a 4/4 blue elemental token. So yeah, and this elephant is crazy. And the ears, they are like an angel.
Yeah, that was actually a fun surprise for me, because I drew it knowing that it's an elephant, so seeing it as something else never occurred to me until I got feedback from Magic players who said that they thought that it was an angel at first, and I was like, huh, that's actually really cool. I can see that now.
No, very nice. Okay, and last question about you. I would say your journey with Wizards. Are you sensitive with the different type of frames and type of foiling effect we have now in Magic?
I've only seen so many of them in person, so the exotic ones I can't really comment on, because those, as you possibly know, the exotic proofs usually do not. The exotic foils usually do not get artist proofs. So it's kind of a rare opportunity for me to actually see them, only when somebody sends them in for signing. But I have noticed, especially lately, that regular proofs have become more and more beautiful. I noticed that starting with Aether Drift, where I had the district mascot, and it really caught my eye how
Good boy.
very carefully the armor was foiled, because there was a lot of attention paid to where the highlights are in the armor, and it wasn't just, everything that is light gets foiled, because the fur is also fairly light on the corgi, but that did not get heavy foiling. The armor and all the shiny metallic bits where it did, and I thought, like, whoever did that, you were amazing.
So let's talk about, Liiga, you work with art directors, because many viewers of my channel and Magic fan are really interested by the creative process behind the scene of a Magic card. And so we'd like to know more about your collaboration with your art director, and especially about the brief they give to you, the different validation process, and if we can, we would love to get a tangible illustration of it with one or two examples.
So overall, the process in a nutshell goes like so. First, we get an email that says, we're doing the next wave of cards. The dates are going to be such and such. Deadline is such and such. Do you want in on this? And how many illustrations can you do? And then I write back, and eventually my briefs come in, as well as a visual guide and like a file that generally gives more like a summary of what this particular setting is about, and all the need to know stuff. And then working from the brief, I concoct the sketches and I send them in, and then I get feedback on the sketches soon afterwards, and then I just work until everything is done, and I send in the final image. And then I get usually like sometimes there's like a round of feedback that asks for changes, but I don't think I've had that happen more than once. Usually everybody is pretty happy to let the artist do their arting, unless something looks like it won't print well, or something won't fit in the image, needs a little bit more border or something like that. But usually we're allowed a lot of freedom on how we draw what we're drawing.
And I think it's a great teamwork. And when we see the result, we know it's a good teamwork. I think we are going to start with an example, right? An iconic card from Tarkir Dragonstorm.
For Call the Spirit Dragons, I was to draw the ritual where the leaders of the 5 clans pooled their energy into a dragon storm, causing the emergence of the 5 spirit dragons: Better, Shiko, Tevel, Nerve, and Urani. It was like this grand moment of a massive scale, because obviously, firstly, the dragon storm is really large, and so are the dragons, but it was also important in the story because these spirit dragons, they would be able to fight the dragon lords in their stead. So just conveying this sort of tension in the moment and showing the mingling of Ugin's energies from the dragon storm, this was very, very important. Very quickly found out putting 5 giant dragons together into a dragon storm and showing tiny people underneath them, it's a very tight fit.
Wow, I can imagine. It's very, very complex. And when we see the result, I mean, you are quite very well inspired and guided. By the way, did you have the color identity of the card? Because it's a 5-color card.
Yeah, and the brief also mentioned that it basically uses all the mana colors. So.
Yeah, because one detail also I like in your illustration is really you are super straight in the color code of the card.
Well, that information is usually provided for us, and to be fair, it is much easier to stay with the color identity when I'm drawing some sort of bombastic magic or spells, because a spell can be any color. When it's something more grounded, then it's sometimes a little bit harder to pull that color identity in without making it too monochrome. So for this one, I managed to come up with 4 reasonably different sketches, not counting a few ideas that I tried along the way that were just not working, because that's always part of the process. You always have
Yeah.
more ideas than what is feasible, and when it comes to putting them on the page, then something doesn't fit, something is a little bit big, something looks kind of awkward, because we do have to work within the parameters of the illustration as it's going to be on the card.
Of course.
So for this one, I wanted to focus very specifically on the dragons themselves and the summoners and leave the background extremely just vague, have them somewhere like they're feeling isolated from the rest of the world. So we just see the dragon storm and the raging winds, and the people feel tiny in front of everything else that's going on. So for the sketches, what I was going to do with the summoners was reasonably clear for me. I did
Yeah.
try putting them in a row so that they're more like as a flat
Yeah.
image, so it's all more schematic, I would say, or just putting them in a circle, so it's more naturalistic. And the main differences between the things I was trying was the dragons themselves, because they are very large and
Yeah.
they're very magical. But at the same time, I also had to fit the sense that there's also the dragon storm going on, because that's an important part of the process. The magic goes up into the storm and the dragons come out. So the main possibilities were, okay, what direction are they coming out in? Are they flying above the people? Are they looking more down at people? I've tried to put them in a circle at one point, but that one was horrible, so I didn't include it.
And I think you have another example for us. You are very generous with our viewers. What is the next one?
Yeah. Yeah, the other card I wanted to talk about was the Swords to Plowshares for Bloomborough set.
Oh.
So, my brief for Swords to Plowshares, here I was tasked with showing one of the rabbit folk from Bloomborough, obviously, who has turned to farming after a life as a warrior. The assignment was extremely open, inviting creative and ideally dreamlike interpretations. For instance, it could be the bunny wrapped up in a field of wheat, or just the bunny looking pensive in some way, something that would show the transition. And the most important part was that there would have to be a sword, at least one sword, and a plowshare somewhere in the composition. Well, as you can see, I went with quite a few swords. Receiving the art briefs is probably my favorite part of the whole process. Opening that email, it's a little bit like unwrapping a present. As well, for lay down arms, I think it's very important to look at the moment as not just, the past is in the past and the future is bright and shiny ahead, but the things that happened in the past, they never fully leave you, they're always a part of you. So that's something that I really try to tap into with this card. So I'm very glad that the art director picked the sketch that I did, because that was also my favorite personally.
Yeah, it's really emblematic, as I said, and this is for Bloomborough. You do very well animals. We saw the elephant, we saw there is an elk also. This rabbit is super, super cute. And when we see this rabbit in the environment, it's very peaceful, with the little butterflies and the flowers.
Was a great inspiration for me was the so-called Hill of the Crosses in Lithuania by
Nice.
by Shole. I hope I pronounced the city's name correctly. I've actually been there myself, and it's a fairly magical place. It's basically this hill that has a whole lot of pathways going onto it and leading through it. So they're wooden pathways. And the place is just covered in crosses of all sizes, and anybody can bring a cross and add to the hill. So it's a sort of collaborative effort. Crosses that some are for weddings, some are for people who have passed away, just all sorts of reasons for them to be there. And that visual, it really stuck with me, because I went there, I don't know, I think it's been at least 20 years since I was there, but I still think that place is amazing. So, in a nutshell, the picture is about war and peace.
Wow, it's a very, very nice pitch, Liiga. Who can talk so much about a card? When you see the art, and in fact, you realize there's so much detail and so much story behind. Because for Magic players, some are sensitive to art, some are just willing to buy Magic card for the card. And in fact, when you take a look at this art in such a small surface, sometimes you don't realize all what's behind. And it's also why I want to have these interviews with you, because I mean, people need to realize the works, the imagination behind. And I think you did a perfect, I would say, pitch of all the, I would say, the thinking process which is behind, and the result. You can be proud of it, because for me it's one of the best soft to Plowshare existing. So congrats.
Thank you.
Now, I think we talked a lot about your style, but I would like to understand more. How would you describe it? And basically, who are your biggest artistic influences growing up? Because you have a so unique style. It should come from somewhere special, right? Can you tell us about it?
Well, the most important thing to me when I draw is what the light is doing. So I tend to joke that my style is all about the shinies.
Yeah.
Because it's focused a lot on light, on using various lighting effects to affect the mood, to affect how we see things, because it's just functionally very important what color the light is, where it's coming from, what it's doing, and even how you illuminate the objects can make them appear luminous, or it can make them appear very stark and grounded, or it can make them look ethereal. As for artistic influences, that's a very difficult question. I think the very first thing I remember that captivated me artistically was when I was teeny tiny, and my room had a wallpaper that was a photo, a really gorgeous photo of a little house in dark woods, and I was so fascinated by that wallpaper. I think it opened something in my mind.
And yes, definitely your style is very colorful. There are many glow effects that we like, that we recognize. And also what is very special is the interplay between abstraction and recognizable elements, like real figures, landscape, which you are blending into, I would say, abstract shapes and patterns, which seem sometimes also like fractal, pictures, which is, and we say, how can she do it? I mean, how is it possible?
Slowly and with a lot of coffee.
That's a good recipe. Yeah, that's a good recipe, I can imagine. Do you think it has a little bit evolved since you studied magic?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because there's a certain origin story to the shiny, so to say. Because before Magic, I spent a lot of time working on this game called Liiga de Lettonie that was published by Fantasy Flight Games. And for that game, I illustrated everything that happens in cyberspace. And cyberspace in there was just basically a sort of waking dream where everybody would perceive the things very differently. So we would be asked to draw things as if they're made of light in bright colors. And well, I felt right at home for that. So over about 6 years, I really honed the shinies. And then afterwards, I worked on a few other things. And then I came to Magic. So I was able to put those shinies to use, but in more physical, realistic settings, not just everything completely floaty in the cyberspace. So I guess there's a certain blend between the magical and the surreal. I always loved surrealism and the more naturalistic side of things.
When you did the lens for Edge of Eternities, it should be your home, at least for you, your comfort zone, of course. Yeah, definitely. Your style evolved a lot with Magic, and now I think you have a good balance. And please, Liiga, stay with Magic for a long time.
I hope to.
And so, yeah, what is your favorite sources? We heard that you have also inspiration from landscape, from your childhood, but outside of art, I mean, books, music, nature, mythology, and perhaps your Latvian background has influenced your style or themes?
So it's very hard to say how much my background has affected my style, because I only have the background that I do have, and it is hard to compare it to a hypothetical background that I do not have. However, Latvian culture, as I've experienced it, definitely is very nature-minded, and I feel that we are perhaps still somewhat closer with nature physically as well, because forests are all throughout Riga, but also culturally than perhaps some other more Western countries.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, if you take a look at nature rhythm, this one is amazing. It's a green card, as I said, but it's full of green, and still you can recognize everything, the animals, I would say the nature elements. It's yeah, I think it's a good representation of your love for nature.
It was a very, very interesting card to work on because, well, generally the ask was to draw some kind of a natural cycle, something that fits within the setting, right? And, and the green mana, which leaves things fairly open, but the main thing that we think about when we think the natural cycles is a circle, which, the card does not exactly have a circular shape for the illustration. So I had an interesting time trying to fit everything nicely into the picture the way I wanted, and I wanted to show them the change between one thing into another and put as much in there as I could instead of just sticking to the the most regular cycle, which is just a plant, a smaller animal, larger animal, back to plants. I wanted to kind of show the complexity of nature and how these cycles aren't always so straightforward. So in that one, we have like the crane, which is holding the little fish in its mouth. There's a teeny tiny fish that's perhaps hard to say. And the crane is eaten by a wolf. And the wolf it's dissolving as it's turning into bones, and the wolf is turning into grasses. And in the curl around the wolf's tail, the grasses are then inside the grasses there are the crane's eggs with dots on them, but also the crane that has eaten the fish. It is falling apart in the water as the wolf has killed it. And I made it on purposefully vague on whether the crane is literally turning into fish or if the fish are just emerging out of the water under where it is because they're nibbling at it. Because, that the feathers and fish, they have similar shapes, so I leaned into it. And then the fishies are swimming around, and then afterwards they're just kind of disappearing, and then it's all the plants again, and then it's back to the crane's eggs.
Wow, that's a nice story. And this is really the circle of life. And by the way, the card is also doing it. You can cast it from your graveyard for the harmonized cost. So it's an endless circle of life. It's really nice to have all this information because, we are going to take a lot of time to analyze everything. And I will also put the card in full screen in my video so you can really experience everything which is behind. And you will be, I think, mind blown by this. Thanks a lot, Liiga. I think we can go to the next section, which is your techniques. Okay, Liiga, so I think people want to know how can you do this amazing illustration because it's always mind-blowing. So are you doing, I would say, traditional or digital or mix of both?
Something of a mix. For most of my magic work that has come out so far, I've been working largely digitally. I usually do tiny little itty-bitty thumbnails in my sketchbook. Figure out what I like from those ideas, because these are like the late night ideas sometimes that I'll grab a notebook by my bed and I will sketch something down so I don't forget about it. And those generally happen regardless of whether or not I'm focusing on that particular piece of work at that moment. It's just the ideas go down as thumbnails, and then afterwards I prefer to sketch digitally because I can just go straight to color. I can experiment with placement of objects much faster than doing it on a page because I don't have to erase things. I can set up a card template right there on the screen in a few clicks. It's just convenient. I don't like messing with the erasers. And then afterwards, as I said, for the published stuff so far, it's just drawing digitally. I work with a fairly old model of Wacom Cintiq. It's massive beast that dominates my desk. It's something like 10 kilograms with a stand, but it gets the job done, and it lets me keep the drawing area vertical, which is good for my back. And it was really cheap because there was a big sale on it.
Yeah, okay, nice. Lucky for you.
Yeah, but lately I've been, for the past, it's been about a year and a half, I've been working with acrylics as well, because I have some limitations with what I can work with traditional media, which I wanted to work for some time, but it took me time to figure out things that work around my allergies. But acrylics are pretty good about that. So for the year and a half, I've been drawing with acrylics, and fairly soon there should be some of my first traditionally done artwork showing up in Magic, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, very cool. Wow, I was about to ask because I know some cards, they are request artists to do traditional for some cards. So, okay, so it will be next year for us, right?
Yes.
Wow, congrats. Looking forward to see this one. We want to talk a little bit about the next. Of course, you are working already on set, which will be launched in more than a year from now, I think. This is usually the typical release time. But is there any, universe beyond you would make you dream? You would dream to be part of?
Probably something to do with Terry Pratchett's works, because the man was a superstar as a writer, as far as I'm concerned. And, maybe one day it would be cool to do something with Warframe. Just as a thought, because that's the one game that I find the time to play. But I don't know, I guess we'll see what's in the stars.
Yeah. It would be nice. And also, you have a lot of, I would say, events. I was thinking about Magic Mania, because you were in France, and I was... I could not make it in August in Lille, but you were here, and you had good time there, right?
Oh, it was amazing. The atmosphere was so charged with enthusiasm. It's the kind of event where you could see that people are actually genuinely happy to be there. They're not just wandering around kind of a little bit bored, or how large events can be. Everybody's just kind of eyes start glazing over and stuff like that. Magic Mania, it was extremely lively, and it was kept very, very busy signing all the cards. It was a great time.
I can imagine. Do you have other upcoming projects or events you would be part of this year or next year?
Yes, there's a very, very, very exciting exhibition happening in Gallery Nucleus in USA. It's going to be Magic the Gathering in miniature. It's running for the 3rd year now. And it's about paintings done on the backs of artist proofs. So this year, they're going to be 111 artists, and each of us are doing 3 paintings. So that's 333 paintings, and I'm really looking forward to see how that all pans out, because I feel like that's going to look really impressive.
Wow, this is amazing. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this unique moment with Liiga SMILSHKALNE. I hope you will remind her name, her amazing artwork, and you will follow them very, very closely, and you will did, as I did, a nice collection in your binder of Liiga's work. So again, Liiga, I was super, super honored to have you on my channel. It was my first, I would say, international artist on this channel. So thanks for accepting it, to spend time with my bad English today.
Your English is good.
I try. Because I don't have especially the good vocabulary. I speak English in my work, but not for Magic. So now it's it was a little bit difficult, but I hope it was okay for you and for our viewers. Do you have a few words to say to the French community?
Oui. Merci de faire partie de cette communauté que je trouve magique.
Wow. And I think, we are all a community, and it's not only players, stores, Magic, wizard people, it's also artists. And we are one community, and all together to make this game a so unique game. So Liiga, we hope you had also a good time with us today, and enjoy your end of year. Again, good luck for the hard work you have, because I think you are very busy. And yeah, let's meet in the next. I hope we will stay in contact. So I will put all the link to Liiga's websites, so you can follow her, and we'll get in touch on Instagram also, not only YouTube, because I do some content about the artist, and especially I did several videos of Liiga's cards, and I will continue. So don't hesitate to follow her, and she had a lot of nice content. So yeah, thank you, Liiga, and I hope we will see each other very, very soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.